Now, one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know is just how committed you were to this shit when you first started.
Yeah, no, in the beginning.
Talk about that.
I would say probably for the first, in the beginning when I was first really getting into it, probably about 4 years, man. I mean, I'm talking like pulling like 17, 18, 19 hours on this one thing, trying to perfect it. You know, that's, you know, without going nowhere.
So you stayed in, you gave up
a lot. Girls, I wasn't going out nowhere, you know. And, you know, it took me about 7 years of that repetition until where I was like, I remember the track, you know, it's not out or anything, but I remember the beat. I was like, yo, that's me right there.
It took you 7 years to get to that point to where when you made that joint and you were like, that's me.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was 7 years. It was all the studying, just listening to all types of music. And I remember the moment. I was like, yo, that's the one. And then from there, that's kind of how I just built over time, you know, just a natural progression, you know what I mean?
So in that time period of that 7 years and you like head down, dude, what was in you that was driving you to do that? Was it that point where you listened to that song and you were like that, like, did you feel like it was something in you that you needed to get out, or something that you were, that was misaligned in your head that you were trying to line up? Like what can cause you to do something to that degree for 7 fucking years straight? I don't think a lot of people get that.
I mean, it was an escape for me in the beginning. It was a hobby. You know what I mean? Like I was just trying to learn how to make music, you know what I mean? And then at some point I was like, yo, I think this is what I want to try to pursue. Now, obviously I didn't really know kind of what I know now, how to move around in it and actually be able to sustain and save your money and credit and everything else though. You know, I didn't know that at the time. And so it's just been natural progression over the years.
But just in terms of, you have a sound, bro. Like somebody could listen to you and say, oh, that sound like a TBG joint.
Yeah.
And even with it being a hobby, it almost feels like it was the music, at least in the conversations that we've had about it, that it wasn't even you that was fixed on this path, but more so the music or the talent that needed to come out, that just needed Terrell's body to just do this shit so that it could get to that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost like you're a slave to the shit in a way. And it feels like that a lot of times.
Jesus, man. Dude, it's I mean, you know this, man. I mean, music is like one thing that I had that I have, you have, that does not let you down at any point.
Yeah.
And at its core, it does not let you down. It can get you anywhere you want to go, but you got to tap into what it is, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you feel in a certain type of way, you know how to go find something to ease that pain. At least in the temper, you know what I mean? And it's a drug when you actually start making it, start collaborating, and then you get to these frequencies that it turns into something else. And then at that, you're not even there anymore, you know what I mean?
Now, when you said a minute ago the music was an escape, what were you escaping from, bro?